Good morning, wrestling fans, and welcome to PWR today, Friday morning. It's finally Friday. It's February 8th, 2021. The man they call Meathead and the man who loves himself a barbecue sandwich. It's Matthew Thomas. Good morning, Matthew.
I do, man. Pretty much any way you slice it, any cut of pork, man. I'm all about that.
You're a big fan of getting that hot beef right inside you.
I am, and hot pork. And you know what I cannot find enough of here in state of Colorado is hush puppies. That is my most favorite side dish to have with a good barbecue sandwich, and they are virtually impossible here in the state of Colorado.
Yeah, we don't do hush puppies in Wisconsin either.
Yeah, maybe when I create my stuffing restaurant, I will serve my main stuffing dish with a side of hush puppies.
Hush puppies are supposed to be worn, not eaten.
Oh, but you know what would complement a great pair of hush puppies?
You're welcome.
Some great apparel from Collar and Elbow that's available exclusively at collarandelbowbrand.com. You can enter promo code LindaK, save you 10%. And hey, if you go and order some hush puppies, maybe you can enter that promo code there too. I don't know if it's going to work, but I know it's going to work at collarandelbowbrand.com.
That's fantastic. I mean, Matthew, I think we've been talking for way too long because you smelled the setup and you just knocked it right out of the park.
Oh yeah, you don't even have to lay it up for me. You just kind of have to I think we're that good where we can communicate telepathically now.
Right, just give you one or two phrases to know that that's your segue, and boom, we're off.
Fantastic.
Speaking of about off, we are off, and we're going to talk about a little bit of news. Do you remember America's Most Wanted in TNA?
Oh, TNA, not the Walsh guys TV show.
No,
TNA.
No.
Okay.
TNA. Cowboy James Storm, and who was his partner?
Oh, that was
Wildcat.
That was Braylon, right?
And Brayden Walker? No, the
Yeah.
Wildcat, Chris Harris. Brayden Walker's the name that he used when he was in ECW for 2 days.
Oh,
literally.
That was a different universe.
Walker.
Okay.
Well, that didn't work out for him, and he did make a return back to Impact at one point. Chris Harris, the Wildcat Chris Harris, arrested for DWI in Kenton County, Kentucky. Chris Harris, things not going well for him right now. And the mugshot is really just of him up against the basement wall of bricks with painted. And, we hope the best for Chris, but Chris Harris arrested.
My goodness. It's not good news. Hate to hear of that from anybody anywhere, much less anybody in the professional wrestling industry. Certainly sorry to hear that. Hopefully he learns his lesson and it doesn't happen again.
I'd love to see a revitalization story. Do you remember Ryan Leaf?
Yes, he was. He was in that draft with Peyton Manning that year, right?
Right, and he was the one that just bombed horribly. And just the resurrection of Ryan Leaf. Now I don't know where he's at today, but there was a big story on him where he became. I don't want to say the word born again, but I mean, he really turned his life around, became a very positive influence. Where
now,
he was,
do you remember? Was he taken first or second that year? Because it was him and Manning 1 and 2, right?
Second. What's that?
Was he? Manning was first, and he would have been second, right?
Right. Yeah. Ryan Leaf was in prison for a while, actually, and Ryan Leaf got out December 3rd, 2014. He currently works as a program ambassador for Transcend Recovery Community, a group of sober living houses in Los Angeles, Houston, and New York. He also hosts a radio show and works as a college football analyst on television. I love that Ryan Leaf made it back and is making a difference. He's the inspiration for Kush and Jerry Maguire.
Interesting. I did not know that. And now that year of the draft, was that the year of the expansion as well?
I'm not 100% on that. I know he got drafted by the Chargers.
Yeah.
But he's the one that went off on the reporter in the locker room after just a kind of a terrible game.
Did they ever do a 30 for 30 on him? I think that would be an excellent story to have.
I think, maybe they have, but to be honest, he, like I said, having come back and really taken care of his life and having turned it around, I wouldn't mind watching that at all.
Absolutely.
All right, we digress. Let's talk a little bit more about AEW. Well, Matthew, it only took 2 days. Bobby Fish is all elite. We speculated that Bobby Fish, after his debut match against the TNT champion, Sammy Guevara, Bobby Fish is all elite.
Well, congratulations to Bobby Fish. I kind of had a hunch after we saw what looked like some Bobby Fish AEW gear. I was hoping they wouldn't print some Bobby Fish gear just for a one-night run. So congratulations to Bobby Fish.
I wonder, and I don't think that Bobby Fish needed this, but I wonder if it's just not a make good, for Adam Cole, but hey, here's Bobby. You guys know Bobby? Bring Bobby in. Maybe Bobby will work out. I don't think they're going to join up on TV, but I really do think Bobby Fish is going to run his own thing. I really am happy to see Bobby Fish in All Elite.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, the thing we talked about, I believe, a few nights ago was that it seemed to me in NXT, I mean, he was in the stable he was in, but I don't feel like I got a lot of Bobby Fish singles action.
If you're going to rank them, and it's terrible to do this.
Yeah.
But it was always Adam Cole first. It was
Yeah.
Roderick Strong second, because Roderick Strong was the North American champion for a long time.
Yeah.
And then the tag champions were Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. But Kyle O'Reilly just seemed to be over Bobby Fish because Bobby Fish was injured half the time.
And let me ask you this. When I heard him on AEW this week, I'm sure I have, but I don't know that I'd heard Bobby Fish talk before.
I've heard him talk before, and I knew that he used to twirl his mustache, because I remember the look from Ring of Honor, right? So, yeah. Bobby Fish is All Elite, and again, very happy to see it. Hey, coming up on SmackDown tonight, they are starting off the women's and men's tournament, the King of the Ring tournament and the inaugural Queen's Crown tournament. Opening match in the women's tournament will be Liv Morgan versus Carmella. And then in the men's on the King of the Ring side, Rey Mysterio and Sami Zayn, first round action.
I think WWE can really benefit from some tournament wrestling, and that's the company where wins and losses don't tend to matter all that much. I'm excited to see a WWE tournament.
Also tonight on SmackDown, we're going to have a contract signing between Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks, and the SmackDown Women's Champion, Becky Lynch, who will participate in a triple threat at Crown Jewel. Now, we've had the women's matches there before at Crown Jewel. Are they going to have to wear the full bodysuits again?
I think so. I mean, unless things have drastically changed where they're going to, I'd be very surprised if they didn't.
Do you have a problem with it? I don't.
I don't know.
It's respecting a culture.
Yeah.
And I don't have an issue with it.
Yeah. It is what it is. As long as they don't feel like it's coming from a place of, yeah. I mean, it's, hey, if the performers don't have a problem with it, I think
the performers view it as respect to be able to be allowed to be on the card.
Yeah. And here's the thing. It's a pretty steep payday coming out of that thing too. You have to keep in mind if they're wearing some extra garments or something, I'm sure that extra little bit in that check is probably offsetting it in a lot of people's minds. And I mean, there is a precedent. I mean, there are performers in the past who have not made the trip, and probably some who will not this year. So I mean,
look what happened the last time, where they were technically held up for ransom due to some missing money, and they said they had plane troubles.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're going back, man. I really am, because last time sounded pretty scary. But hey, it's coming to you in a few weeks, and a member of Team Nelson Mandela is going to be in a specialty no holds barred match, huh?
Wait, that's a specialty match? I thought that was just a rule stipulation.
No holds barred specialty. That's special.
I don't know. We're gonna have to check with the accounting firm on that one.
Mm-hmm. Because most matches holds are barred, you see, and when there's a match where they're not barred, that's a special occasion for me.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, if we're counting 16-man tag matches, then as specialty matches too, right?
But holds are still barred.
Well, if they get caught, there's 16 men in the match.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff one ref can't see. So here's my thing, and I'm going to write AEW, write WWE. If you do have a 16-man match, normally there's one referee per two participants. You need 8 referees involved.
Well, I mean, they've got probably referees on the card. You can make some special guest referees. There's a referee school maybe that they can call up, and have somebody come up and work. You know how they call local talents to work, maybe job matches or whatever. Maybe they got local referees that can come up.
Or like, in the first police academy, when they had the big riot or whatever going on, they had to call the recruits in.
Sorry, Police Academy song just started in my head there.
100%, man. When is it not?
All right. Now I'm off track just doing that damn stupid song. I told you who I think is really the odds-on favorite to win the King of the Ring for this year, and that's Dr. Xavier Woods, MD or PhD. Who do you have?
I think that's the best pick. The only other thing I'm going to throw in there, Meathead, and I don't think so. I think, to the best of my knowledge, have you seen the brackets?
No, I have not.
Okay. To the best of my knowledge, it's all main roster. If you have anybody making their way up from NXT, it's prime for LA Knight to win it if he's in it. Don't think he's going to be in it. Think it's going to be Xavier Woods, but I could also see an LA Knight surprise.
So we're going to continue to pound this desk and just yell LA Knight's name until somebody does something about him, right?
100%. And let me throw this in there too. I've seen it work, but I've seen it not work more often than not and come out feeling stale. Whoever wins this year, man, I'm hoping they don't march around with a crown and a king gimmick. Just let it be. So
it's not Happy Corbin. He's not going to win King of the Ring.
No, let it happen night one, man. Let it be like Brett winning, and have the crown for pomp and circumstance, but do not turn it into a gimmick.
You're done with the guy with the crown being the king, because technically King Nakamura is still walking around with the crown.
Well, that's in an interesting way kind of segued into his character, and I think that's working. One of the rare exceptions. Booker was another exception that I think made the latter.
What about King Ricochet?
Possible. And let me ask you this. In a case like that, maybe the freaking gimmick does work, because I don't feel like Ricochet really has a character as it's perceived on the main roster. So if he comes out of left field and starts wearing a crown, maybe I'd be okay with that.
One more thing. How about a man that calls himself the Prince and his alter ego is a Demon King?
It's possible, but I mean, here's where I think you need to go with that. I think you need to go with somebody who's never held a major title. And I think the fact that he was your first Universal Champion disqualifies him.
Okay, Xavier Woods, so how about this man right here? He's from Sweden.
Who's from Sweden?
And he's the King of Swing.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that could be an option.
Cesaro?
It's a little too much like his. I feel like to a certain extent it would be another attaboy for him, like the Andre the Giant Battle Royal was, that unfortunately didn't go anywhere. Cesaro.
And do we know if they're getting a guaranteed title shot?
I haven't heard that. Have you?
I have not heard that either.
But that would make sense, man. And I mean, look at where we're at in the year. That would make sense to do it at Survivor Series. If you were going to do it somewhere, or if you were to do King of the Ring, was it a few years where that was a title shot at SummerSlam, or am I making that up?
It was, because it was a June pay-per-view. Yeah, and then it was an August title shot.
Yeah.
That's where the Ass Man got his title shot.
Yeah. But yeah, give me some stakes, man. I mean, not literal stakes, although I take literal stakes too. I'm not going to turn that down. But give me some stakes in this tournament.
All right. So, in Rampage tonight, we talked a little bit about yesterday morning. We're going to talk about it again tonight. CM Punk and Daniel Garcia, the AEW World Tag Team Champion Lucha Brothers, taking on the Acclaimed. And that is for the tag team belts. Absolute Ricky Starks versus the Machine, Brian Cage, in a Philly street fight, and Jade Cargill against Sky Blue. We believe that Jade Cargill may be the TBS champion come January.
Yeah, and I mean, I think she's on this card tonight to go over Sky Blue, probably very, decisively. And yeah, I do not disagree
Sky
on
Blue was the
that.
girl from Chicago that got pulled in and made All Elite, right?
Yeah. No, that's her, and we saw her in the promo package for the TBS title.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's it's written all over the walls. SmackDown again tonight, like I said, the first opening men's match, the opening women's match, and really, I mean, we're gonna get more of Roman Reigns in the background, browbeating Paul Heyman. Good job, you kept my cousins on the show. That's what I pay you for.
Well, and this is actually it's not very well known. This is kind of some rumor hot off the presses, but I'm actually on the short list for the inaugural True TV champion. When they come out with that, the True TV belt, I'm in the running for that.
Well,
that's another
you'll have
property,
to compete
right?
with the Impractical Joker guys.
Yeah, or maybe
and Tacoma FT guys.
Maybe the TCM.
And Adam Conover from Adam Ruins Everything.
Interesting. And Jesse Ventura, he's got a history with True TV. Maybe he'll be back in the running.
I don't know. Really, I don't know. I tell you what I did watch last night, Matthew. I know you said you didn't catch it. We'll just glaze over it real quick here because we got a big show coming up from them next week, which will be the Luna Vachon Dark Side of the Ring. I watched the Johnny K, or the Johnny K, or the Johnny X, or Bruiser Bedlam, as Jimmy Cornette called him, who was really cool that he actually scored a pinfall victory over Randy Macho Man Savage in his career. Macho Man came in and says, "Hey man, you say that's your top heel, brother? Go ahead and pin me. It'll be okay." Wow, Macho doing business on the locals.
Absolutely. Honestly, reminds me a little bit of a few weeks ago when Canyon wanted a young Brian Cage to go over.
Right. Speaking of Brian Cage and that big Philly street fight, again, that played right before last night's episode. Yeah. I love Brian Cage more now because, again, I felt a little funny where he kept saying, "Who better than Cage?" I'm like, man, it's kind of a cheap. Oh, it's an homage. Never mind. Sorry. I apologize.
100%. And don't think that's not on AEW's radar. I mean, we saw how they have utilized references to Dark Side of the Ring in the past, specifically with the Brian Pillman angle. So don't think for a second that the whole Brian Cage Canyon thing is not on their radar.
Fair enough. Well, Matthew, that's our week. We've got kind of a weird week coming up. I didn't know if I was going to say anything or not. I was just going to let it be, but we've got a minute. Linda Kay and Matthew Thomas will be carrying the show for the next few days.
Absolutely. Oh, fantastic. I mean, there's no telling where this, we might talk about wrestling or we might not. We might talk about, my favorite Ernest movies.
Well, I mean, you guys will lead off by talking about what happened over the weekend at Crusher Fest, which is coming up tomorrow. Hey, tonight in South Milwaukee as well for the local listeners. Eric Bischoff, Madusa, and a couple others are going to be down there as well doing what the hell are they calling it? It's like Conversations from the Ring. The tickets are damn near sold out. I think they were had a couple front seat tickets left. I mean, the place is sold out. You get to talk to and listen to Eric Bischoff talk for about an hour, along with Madusa. And then tomorrow at Crusher Fest, you're going to have, Linda Kay is going to be involved. We're going to have Great Lakes Championship Wrestling out there. It's going to be fantastic.
And a very special moderator for that event, too, from what I'm aware of.
Our friend Big D from the Big D, we call him Damien.
Well, that's fantastic that he is making that trip for this special event. I missed him in Las Vegas. He unfortunately was not able to get out there for SummerSlam.
You didn't come out to Milwaukee when the Bucks and 6 happened.
I know, but my goodness, that's noteworthy in and of itself.
There you go. Well, so again, Matthew, Linda are going to take over Sunday. They're going to get all mentally prepared for their Monday morning show. So Monday morning, Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, we'll see if I'm able to make it back by Thursday morning. What do you think?
Oh, fantastic. Best of luck to you and, your endeavors over your hiatus. And, man, we're going to be
getting that surgery. I'm going to go from looking like a 6-year-old to maybe looking like an actual male adult.
Well, fantastic, man. I mean, it's no time like the present to make those things happen.
Then I'll finally use the Frank Thomas and Doug Flutie pills.
So. I mean, they're doing great things with with prosthetics these days.
All right. For Matthew Thomas on the Man They Call Meathead. Hey, thanks for stopping by. I'll talk to you guys some point next week, but we'll talk to you as a group Monday morning. So long, everyone.